Hey everyone, Quantum Blunts here. Today we are diving into the world of Final Fantasy XIV, an MMORPG I've poured over 800 hours into. Eorzea, the game's world, is this incredible place filled with breathtaking landscapes, from sprawling plains to bustling cities. You get to create your own character, choosing from various races and classes. Imagine being a sword-wielding gladiator or a mystical conjurer healer. Final Fantasy XIV isn't just about grinding monsters. It has a surprisingly deep story that just keeps you engaged. That's just the tip of the iceberg, too. You can team up with friends to conquer dungeons, tackle challenging trials, or even craft your own gear and decorate your own house. Whether you're a seasoned MMO player or completely new to the genre, this video will give you a taste of what Final Fantasy XIV has to offer. So stick around as we explore the wonders of Eorzea. Let me know in the comments if you've played Final Fantasy XIV and what your favorite aspect of the game is. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
さあ、そろそろ見えてくる頃だね。随分と楽しそうだな。
This is my cat girl astrologian, which is a healer. This cutscene is from the newest expansion Dawn Trail, but we're going to start off listing out some cons. Get the negative stuff out the way first, alright? Now, I couldn't find that many cons, so I had to ask a streamer friend of mine, Valeria. I'll put her link in the description. But most of the cons are like things you can kind of live with, you know what I mean? The first con I have is that the story is kind of a chore. The MSQs is what you'll hear it be called, main story quests, main scenario quests. Basically, you have to complete these quests along with blue quests. And there's a great deal of the story that's voice acted. I mean, there's some quests that aren't voice acted, and you can skip them if you want, but you might be lost in the story. So a lot of the cutscenes you can skip. Some of the cutscenes in post A Realm Reborn you can't skip. So you have to keep that in mind. But I mean, if you like story, this MMO, I feel like, kind of handles it a little bit better than World of Warcraft or Elder Scrolls Online. But that's just my point of view. Another con is the incredibly long global cooldown. In Final Fantasy, you have a global cooldown of 2.5 seconds. That's the default. So at higher levels, there's like, because you'll have way more abilities to do, so you can, I think it's called like kind of like your sewing in abilities. That's pretty much what we're going to be doing at the higher levels. But since the global cooldown is so long, at lower levels, like 1 to 50, it'll look like you're just standing there for most of the time, which, I mean, works, I guess. But let's see. Another con is the Aether Currents, and these you won't have to worry about these until you enter the expansion. So that's level 60 plus in Heaven's Ward and that type of thing. That Aether Currents are scattered in the new areas of the expansions. They're like little green orbs, and you have to attune to them, and you need like 4 of them per area, so like 20 in total. There used to be a lot more, but they fixed it a lot. So, I mean, I'm kind of rocking with Final Fantasy so far. Those, like, these are the only cons that I can think of. Now, that doesn't mean there's no other cons. You might pick up this game and there might be some things that you don't like. But those are like the only cons that I can think of right now. So let's start looking at the pros. Now, there's a lot of pros. Let's just start off with the biggest pro is that you can play every class on one character, because they have this thing where you just click a button and you can switch your entire class. All it does is switch the gear, and then you'll be wearing gear that's for your spec. If you want to switch from a tank to a DPS, or a magical caster to a physical DPS, then you can do that. There's also glamours, which is like transmogs and WoW, but the storyline also after A Realm Reborn, so the expansion stories, are actually pretty fun. The combat at higher levels is pretty good, and the community is really nice. If you never heard about the Final Fantasy XIV community, then I think you need to get accustomed to them. Obviously, there's going to be some bad apples. There's bad apples in every community, but I mean, for the most part, everybody's pretty good. All the gear is like perfect, and it can be dyed. Well, most of them can be, and the way the dye system works is actually pretty cool. The professions, so like your classes, all of that stuff matters, and under the MSQ, the main scenario quest, it'll let you know if the class that you are currently has a class quest that for you to knock out. There's a tons of side content, chill stuff, ultra hardcore stuff like raids, but then they also have the gold saucer where you could play some triple triad or something like that. The music is fantastic, best in genre, and with much variety. Like the soundtrack, like yeah, you can tell it's a Final Fantasy soundtrack, but each zone has its own sound, and that is commendable. A lot of English language players commend the English voice acting. Me personally, I play it on Japanese dub because it kind of makes the cutscenes kind of feel like it's an anime or something like that. But other than that, the UI, as you can see on the screen right here, my UI is, well, for a controller player, looks a little cleaner. It might look a little messy if you're not used to it, but the default UI is atrocious for controller players. So the fact that the UI is easily customizable is very helpful. You can solo over half the game's main story quests using the duty support system. The duty support system is like it's like role queue finder in WoW. So if you're a tank, you queue as a tank. If you're a healer, you queue as a healer. DPS, you queue as a DPS. And then it finds a group for you. And the biggest pro of all is the free trial goes all the way up to level 60. Dantro just came out, so the level cap just hit 100. You can level up from 1 to 60 for free. That's all of Realm Reborn, and then the post, the Dragon Song. So that's some Crystal Tower stuff, which is the raids. That is a lot of content for you to get into, and that's just the beginning of it, because there's housing, there's guilds, which in this game they're called free companies. There's grand companies, which are kind of like your crew, your gang. Everybody's part of one of the three, and then you reach that at about 20 to 30. Around when you pick your Grand Company too, that's when you get your first mount, and it's a chocobo. But there are other mounts in the game besides chocobos. It's not only chocobo mounts. But if you want a chocobo, you can have a chocobo mount. PvP is it's a headache. I don't like it. I don't like it in this game. Rather play WoW PvP, be a rogue, and just ruin everybody's day. But since I'm a healer in this one, I don't know. You guys give it a shot and let me know how you think. I tried it already. I'm not interested in doing it. So I'm just gonna skip that part. So now we're just gonna look at this this trial I'm doing right here. It's called The Dark Inside. It's an Endwalker trial. There's something interesting with the mechanics of this one. As you can see, the camera zoomed out and the boss spanned the board. So before that part happens, you want to kind of make sure you're somewhere safe, so you're not going to be moved onto where those orange circles are. It's just a heads up, those orange circles, if you see those, don't stand in them. It's not always the easiest thing to do, especially with server latencies and stuff like that, but just try your best. Yeah, this boss is pretty cut and dry. Yeah, I'm the class I am is Astrologian. I started off as a conjurer, and then I became a white mage at level 30, and then I had to get to level 50 to unlock Astrologian or something like that. But then when I picked Astrologian, I started at level 30, so I had to start all the way back at level 30 and level it all the way up. Took a lot of time. A lot of time. These mechanics aren't too bad. And if you're new, just try to stand where other people are standing. I almost got hit by that one. I think at one point I die in this fight. I can't remember. So now I'm just passing out cards. It's part of the role of Astrologian. You gotta give out certain cards. I think this is the part where the map is about to spin and everybody's trying to get like situated. Oh wait, no. Yeah, see, I walk with these guys, boom, and I get killed. Yeah, that killed me. Yep. Even though it looked like I was with them, because of the server latency, I was actually still a little bit behind them. So I got hit by the attack. But you gotta combat res, so. Res is me back, and then as soon as I get back, I'm trying to heal myself, right, so I don't die again, and then I'm gonna try to res this Viper, but boom, we all get hit by this crazy AoE. So me and the other healer, who's a scholar, we dish out, like, we start pumping out some crazy heals, try to heal everybody up back to max. And one of the problems with the healers dying is when you get res, you're resed with no mana. So your mana is going to fill up on the default speed, whatever, and that's piety. Well, that's what the stat is called. It's called piety. See this? We all stack up with the arrows. You stack up. I use a defensive shell attack, and then the boss is just going to shoot beams periodically down. So that's why you need to group up, so everybody can take an equal amount of the damage. If you have less people, they'll get wiped. And then we're in this small little sliver of safety net. Then we move over here. I'm constantly, you can see me just slamming my finger on my main damage ability. Yes, even though I'm a healer, when you're not healing, you got to be doing damage. Look at the team's health bars. Everybody's pretty good, so that means I should be doing damage. That means everybody should be doing damage at this point. Because you want to get the monster down, or you want to get the boss down as fast as possible. There's always DPS races. And there's no add-ons that measure everybody's DPS. So you never know if, you know, Timmy Turner, you know, over there, the ninja or whatever, if he's actually doing DPS, or if he's just sitting there AFK, letting the entire team take care of it or what have you. He's about to use another attack. See, when you customize your UI, make sure like this stuff, like the casting, your target's casting bar is somewhere where you can see it, because you're gonna want to know which abilities your targets are trying to unleash. Now this one is another Exoteros. It just burns that side. I'm still over here. Oh, I'm in. Oh, yep. I barely made it. Moved in time for that one. Come up here. Stack. Put defense down. I don't know why I'm making laser noises, but I just did. So yeah. So after I usually do that defensive thing, then I, keep everybody healed up. This is what I like about this game too, is all the colors. Look at all the lights and stuff, all the effects. It's not the same in WoW. I'll never knock WoW, but Final Fantasy has my heart right now because you can play it on a console. That's amazing. MMO is on console, and it's cross-platform, so you can be on a console playing with someone on a computer. That's pretty cool. And that looks like that was it for the fight. We all won. We all go home. Safe and sound. This is just us winding down. We beat the boss. Yeah, just remember all the things I said earlier about the pros and cons, mainly about the story. The story is really long, but if you're into stories, this game could be for you. There's like 20 different combat classes you can choose from, and then there's also crafting classes you can choose. I mean, the whole world's your oyster. This is the main city, Limsa, that I am, because I'm part of the Maelstrom Grand Company, but here is my playtime. Right here. Wait, where is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah. 34 days, 9 hours, 18 minutes.